What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Do remember to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, put that on also to get notified all latest content on this channel as and when it drops. So without further ado, let's get into this one. Last night we had Tyson Fury versus Derek Chisora. The rubber match, the third installment of their series of fights. And going into this one, I, for one, felt that this was kind of a pointless task, really, when it comes to Tyson Fury, because at the end of the day, this is a man he's beaten twice, and the first time he sort of comprehensively outboxed Derek Chisora. The second fight, he managed to stop Derek Chisora, and it was a complete and utter domination the second time around. So I, along with most other boxing fans, couldn't really see the point in this fight. Like, what does Fury have to gain? There's other contenders out there. There's guys like Zhilei Zhang. There's Joe Joyce. I mean, Joe Joyce, he wouldn't have been ready, I suppose, in time. But there's a lot of other contenders. Hrgovic. There's several other guys out there who even Ajit Kabayel, who would have at least given him something different to look at rather than a man he's beaten twice. And this fight, it happened last night, and pretty much exactly what most people thought was going to happen did happen. The only difference being that Tyson Fury seemed to not want to really hurt Derek Chisora, because from the opening bell, Derek Chisora came out trying to put it on Fury, but again, he just looked slow. He looked quite cumbersome, did Derek Chisora. He done some good work. He threw some half-decent right hands in there, overhand, but for the most part, all of his work was seen coming by Tyson Fury. Fury just saw everything coming. Fury was like 2-3 steps ahead of Derek Chisora. He was just sort of jabbing his head off all the way through the fight, and it really wasn't close. I mean, from that first round, you could just see how the fight was going to go. Fury using lots of movement, circling Derek Chisora, making Derek Chisora miss pretty much all the time. And, it was one of them where, the same pattern just pretty much continued throughout the fight as long as it lasted. I mean, Chisora did his best. He tried. He did sort of everything he could to come forward, but it was just too slow and too cumbersome. And Fury was just putting that jab in his face. He was even doing kind of a backhanded slapping sort of jab in Chisora's face, and just Chisora was just sort of following him around, trying to cut the ring off. But it was just missing by long margins. And, Fury was just in his element. And it looked like at a lot of times in this fight that Fury was just sort of throwing arm punches. He'd catch Chisora with a right hand, and it looked like, he could have stepped on the gas and taken Chisora out very early, because from sort of round 2, he managed to wobble Chisora with like pedestrian looking shots, and it just looked like, well, if he wanted to, he could have stepped on the gas and took Chisora out. But Fury just took his time, peppered at Chisora, all the way through the fight. And it just went this way all the way until it ended in the 10th round. And, Fury didn't actually come out of first gear throughout the whole thing. Just peppered Chisora, flicked a jab in his face, blinded him with a jab, came with the right hand. He landed pretty much at will every shot in the book. And, the only thing he could have done better, Tyson Fury, is stepped on the gas early in the fight and taken Chisora out, because it was clear that I think the punch resistance of Derek Chisora is definitely gone. It's definitely waned, because he was getting bothered by a lot of shots from Tyson Fury that, didn't really look like Fury was putting much into him. They didn't look like they had much sting in them. They looked like arm punches, but they were bothering Derek Chisora. So for me now, I think, having seen this, it was predictable. It was exactly what we needed, what was going to happen anyway. For me now, I think Chisora, really, he could just hang up the gloves now. I know he's stubborn, he's defiant, he won't want to hang up the gloves, but for me, I think he should. He's made a lot of money out of the game, and really, he's got nothing else to prove. And his faculties, his health is, still intact and everything. So for me, I think he could just retire, big payday. He's had a good career. He's won the hearts of the British boxing fans, and he's done well for he's quite a limited fighter, but he's done very well, and he's earned millions out of the game, so he can now sail off into the sunset. Proud man, tried his hardest at the game and made a lot out of boxing. So yeah, the most interesting part really was after the fight, where we had Alexander Usyk getting called out by Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury calling him all the names under the sun. Usyk jumps up to the ring apron outside and just stares at him, just deadpan, staring at Fury's face. And Fury was trying to get him, saying, you're a rabbit, you're this, you're that, you ain't going to do nothing, you ain't going to do F all, blah, blah, blah. And Usyk just wouldn't bite. Usyk was just like, just stoic, just like just like an android or a robot, just stoic, just stone-faced and just cold, like he was almost looking right through Tyson Fury. So yeah, that was interesting. Fury was just rabbiting on, and then Joe Joyce popped up, and it almost felt like WWE, the aftermath, and it was pretty much the best part of that whole thing. So yeah, both of them jumped up. Joe Joyce said, I want it too, Tyson, I want it. And Tyson goes, I'll have a Royal Rumble with both of you. How about that? If this rabbit don't want it, then you can have it, Joyce, blah, blah, blah. And then he went on to, Fury just went on and on and on, and he also mentioned some sort of injuries with his hand and his elbow and all this business. So who knows? Some people are saying he's just getting his excuses ready so that he don't have to fight people. But it's one of them where, who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my account of the fight. Very predictable. Exactly what we thought was going to happen did happen. And nothing really to say. It's bit of a bump on the pay-per-view front and everything, but good result for Tyson Fury, but very predictable, and it doesn't really tell us anything we didn't know in the first place. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this fight, and this Chisora versus Fury fight, and until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.